How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Flagrant Talk Sports Podcast. It's Moses here, solo today, bringing you guys a familiar sport for me, though, in the solo realm, hockey. We got the Four Nations face-off returning for the first time since 2016, a best-on-best hockey tournament. The last time that happened was the World Cup of Hockey in 2016. The reason for this, the big return to the Olympics next year, 2026, for NHL players, which is awesome. We haven't seen that since 2014, partially due to the pandemic, partially due to the NHL season normally going on while the Winter Olympics are going on. And the NHL, thought they were a little too big for that, and understandably so, didn't allow their players, their product to participate in the Olympics. But these players want to represent their countries and put on that jersey. It's a dream for many of these guys, and the NHL is allowing that window to open once again, which is awesome. This tournament is replacing the All-Star weekend this season for the NHL, which is, I guess, nice for the other 700 plus players who aren't participating in this tournament, as there are only four teams, the Four Nations face-off. Those four teams being Canada, Finland, Sweden, and the United States. It is going to be an exciting tournament with the best of the best going at it. We have the IIHF tournament every year, which is the International Ice Hockey World Championship. That happened last year in Czechia, with the host country taking it home. David Pastrnak potting the game winner in the championship, which was awesome to see on home ice. We'll see if one of the Canadians or one of the Americans gets a similar type of treatment this year with the Four Nations face-off, as it is being played in Montreal and Boston, two big hockey cities. So we will see what's to come. But jumping on over into the video, we got Team Canada first, the team that I'm going to break down, the favorite, I would say, as many people would. They are coached by Tampa Bay Lightning head coach John Cooper, who has been doing it for a while now. He's the longest tenured head coach in the NHL. We know he has back-to-back cups in 2020 and 2021 with two other appearances in the Stanley Cup. So pretty good resume for John. And don't really got to have a good resume when you have the team that he has behind him in Team Canada. Sidney Crosby leading the Canadians. Hopefully he can be healthy and playing as this tournament starts on Wednesday this week. He recently was injured. Awkward collision to the arm. Looks like he's going to be fine, but would be a pretty big blow to lose your captain. Obviously, a lot of players worthy of wearing the C for Team Canada, but they went with Sid the Kid. Pretty good alternates as well. Just the greatest guy in hockey in Connor McDavid, and a young, I guess 26 is young, but he's made his mark already. Cale Makar for the Avalanche as the other alternate captain. Totally earned. Wonder what his teammate Nathan MacKinnon has to say about that, but I'm sure the chemistry there is perfectly fine. The other forwards in Team Canada are, as I said, Cale Makar's teammate Nathan MacKinnon from the Avs. We got a couple Panthers in Sam Reinhart and Sam Bennett. We have Brad Marchand from the Bruins, who we'll see if him and Sam Bennett can get along due to their long history, as well as this next guy, Mitch Marner, for the Maple Leafs. Obviously, when you put on your country's jersey, I'm sure all the other stuff goes aside, but we'll see how the chemistry is here for Team Canada. Mark Stone for the Golden Knights, been doing it for a while. Lots of questionable controversy surrounding him and the Vegas Golden Knights, but hasn't been at least too bad this year with the long-term injured reserves and all that stuff that they like to pull. Three Lightning as well on the forward lines for Canada in Anthony Cirelli, Brandon Hagel, and Braden Point. Seth Jarvis for the Hurricanes, and Travis Konechny, the longtime Flyer rounding out this amazing forward group for Canada. Their defensemen, Josh Morrissey from the Jets, Colton Parayko from the Blues, Travis Sanheim from the Flyers, Shea Theodore of the Golden Knights, Devon Tays of the Avalanche, Drew Doherty for the Kings, recently being named as a replacement for Alex Pietrangelo, who I don't know how much I should talk about him in this video, as he pulled out of this amazing tournament, choosing not to represent Team Canada. I know he's done it all, won it all, Stanley Cups. He's done it, but kind of questionable when you say you're pulling out due to injury concerns and you are still playing 20 plus minutes a night for the Golden Knights. So Canadian fans, please let me know how you feel about that in the comments. Not the biggest loss. Drew Doherty is a great replacement, probably would have been on the original roster if he wasn't injured at the time of it being released, but we'll see. I want to know those thoughts, because I thought that was an interesting move there by Pietrangelo. For the goalies, Jordan Binnington of the Blues, Stanley Cup champ, Aiden Hill for the Golden Knights, and Sam Montembeault of the Canadiens, playing in his home arena. As I said, this team definitely the favorite, especially when you have the NHL point leader in points, Nathan MacKinnon, at 87. This team geared basically for the final. I should have mentioned this at the beginning. I apologize. This tournament is a round robin style tournament. Each team will play each other one time. 3 points for a win, 2 points for an overtime win, 1 point for an overtime loss, 0 points for a regulation loss. And the two highest teams after the round robin play will be in the final. So again, Team Canada, probably the team to beat, but we're going to jump over to Team USA, a team that is right there with them, if not a better team, maybe in my eyes, and I'll explain why. Team USA, coached by Mike Sullivan and the Penguins head coach, I apologize, captained by the man you see on your screen, Austin Matthews of the Maple Leafs. I have to give a disclaimer. The guy on the far right, Quinn Hughes, has been replaced due to injury, and we will get to that. But Austin Matthews, captain for Team USA. Alternate captains, my boy, Charlie McAvoy of the Bruins, and Matthew Tkachuk of the Panthers. The forwards for Team USA, pretty formidable group as well. Kyle Connor, the sneaky assassin for the Winnipeg Jets, just pulling out crazy stuff. I almost said a bad word. Crazy stuff every night. Just a silent killer up there in Winnipeg. Really a big part of their success this season. Jack Eichel of the Golden Knights, the man in the middle. Jack Hughes, the brother to Quinn, for the Devils, making an appearance. Jake Gensel, the veteran, for the Lightning. Matt Boldy for the Wild, who has come on and been a great piece for the Wild. Gonna do great things for a long time in the NHL. And then we got 3 Rangers: Chris Kreider, Vincent Trocheck, and the new guy, JT Miller, coming from the Rangers for Team USA. Dylan Larkin for the Red Wings, Brock Nelson of the Islanders, and Brady Tkachuk, Matthews' brother, from the Senators. So a group that can go pretty neck and neck with Team Canada. I'd say Team Canada has the edge with their top end talent, but pretty dang good group here for Team USA as well. For the defense, Adam Fox of the Rangers, Jacob Slavin for the Hurricanes, Brock Faber for the Wild, Noah Hannafin of the Golden Knights, Jake Sanderson of the Senators, replacing Quinn Hughes, and Jack Werenski of the Blue Jackets. This team, I feel like they're on a crash course to see Team Canada in the final. If this team is to win it all, it is going to be because of the better goaltending that Team USA possesses over Team Canada. Connor Hellebuck of the Winnipeg Jets having an unbelievable season. In talks for, oh my gosh, the Vezina. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting awards. The Vezina for the greatest goaltender in the NHL. He is posting a 2.07 goals against average this season, and a league-leading 34 wins at the halfway point, which is just absurd for Hellebuck and the Jets. Behind him as his number two, which is a pretty damn good number two, Jeremy Swayman of the Boston Bruins, who is, albeit having a rough season, as the Bruins as a whole are having a rough season, but we know that what he can do, especially in those high intensity, high pressure situations, you want a guy like Jeremy Swayman in net. Another guy who is very good in these high intensity situations, Jake Ottinger of the Dallas Stars, rounding out the goaltending trio for the U.S. Like I said, if this team is going to knock off the favorite in Team Canada, it is going to be because of the stellar goaltending play by this trio. Jumping to our next team, in Team Finland, coached by Antti Pennanen, a Finnish coach, captained by Alexander Barkov of the Panthers. Alternate captains being Mikko Rantanen, the new Carolina Hurricane forward, and his teammate, Sebastian Aho of the Hurricanes as well. And another new guy in Dallas coming over from the Sharks, Mikkel Granlund, who has been doing it for a long time, under the radar as he has been in San Jose, but a damn good hockey player. The forwards group for Team Finland, Rupe Heinz of the Stars, stud, Arturi Lehkonen of the Avs, who has been turning it on in Rantanen's absence, giving him a little more ice time, a little more freedom. Anton Lundell of the Panthers, Eetu Listerainen as well from the Panthers, Capo Kakko, the new Kraken coming over from the Rangers this season, who has been doing pretty well in Seattle, Eric Halla of the Devils, Joel Armia of the Canadiens, Patrick Laine, who has had a little bit of a revival in Montreal as well, coming over from the Blue Jackets, just needed to change of scenery, and when he's on the ice, when he's healthy, he's scoring goals, so been pretty exciting stuff there from Laine on his new team. And Teuvo Teravainen, the young buck out of Chicago, who has been doing good things down there when applicable with Bedard and company. I also should have mentioned that this that you see on screen is not entirely true. There are some changes. Esa Lundell for the Stars on defense, going to the defenseman for Finland. Nico Mikkola of the Panthers. Euro Vakanainen from the Rangers, replacing Miro Heiskanen of the Stars, who is a big loss for this Finnish team, would have been on their top D pair. We'll see if they can bounce back from that unfortunate loss. Henry Jokiharju, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, from the Sabres, replacing Johnny Hockpa, the 32-year-old from the Maple Leafs, who's only played 2 games this season due to injury. Nicholas Matinapo from the Senators also replaced Rasmus Ristolainen of the Flyers, and 2 Utah Hockey Club teammates make it to round out the D pair for Finland, and Olli Mata and Juuso Valimaki. The goaltenders for Team Finland are Jussi Saros of the Predators, who has been having a rough season along with the rest of Nashville this year, but we know what he is capable of. He can definitely win this Finnish team some games. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen from the Sabres, who has been a pretty solid number 2 for the Sabres. And Kevin Lankinen of the Canucks, who has also been pretty solid up there in Vancouver. But this team, definitely one of the underdogs in this tournament. It's going to take a lot, especially with a couple of their unfortunate injuries, for them to make it out of the round robin into the final. And the last, but certainly not least, Team Sweden, coached by Sam Hallman, captained by Victor Hedman of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Alternate captains, William Nylander of the Maple Leafs, Erik Karlsson of the Penguins, and Mattias Ekholm of the Oilers. The forwards for Team Sweden are Jesper Bratt of the Devils, Joel Eriksson Ek, pictured on screen on your far left, for the Wild, Philip Forsberg for the Predators, Gustav Nyquist of the Predators, Adrian Kempe from the Kings, my guy who has been struggling this season on new ice, but Elias Lindholm from the Bruins, Elias Pettersson from the Canucks, with a little bit of some controversy between him and JT Miller. They had to ship Miller out of Vancouver for whatever reason, but it seemed to work out for both sides so far. Lucas Raymond from the Red Wings, Mika Zibanejad, who has been having an underwhelming season so far in New York, but has looked better with Miller's addition to the Rangers. Victor Arvidsson of the Oilers, Leo Carlson of the Ducks, and Rickard Rakell replacing William Karlsson, rounding it out. On defense for this Swedish team, we got Rasmus Dahlin of the Sabres, Rasmus Andersson of the Flames, Jonas Brodin of the Wild, Gustav Forsling of the Panthers. I apologize, Jonas Brodin from the Wild, pictured in the middle. And the goalies for this Swedish team, Linus Ullmark, one of my favorite Bruins, unfortunately now a Senator and still killing it in Ottawa this season. Philip Gustafsson, pictured on the right, the third Wild teammate on this Team Sweden roster. And Samuel Ersson of the Flyers, replacing probably would have been their second goaltender, maybe first in front of Linus, Jacob Markstrom of the Devils, who has been having a great season, but has unfortunately been ruled out to injury. Again, kind of similar to Team Finland. It is going to take some stellar goaltending play from Ullmark and company, and it's going to be hard to keep up with the star power and pace of play that Team Canada and Team USA can bring to the ice. I think this tournament is going to be unbelievable. You got to tune in starting on Wednesday this week. Going for a little over a week. The NHLers get a nice little break, get to enjoy the beach if you're not participating in this tournament. But for those putting on the jersey for their countries, it is going to be an electric environment in both Montreal and Boston. I wish I could be in Boston for at least one of the games. Let's see what the matchups are exactly for this tournament real quick. I apologize. Should have had this pulled up. But we're going to kick it off Wednesday, Canada versus Sweden in Montreal on home ice for Team Canada. Thursday, the United States and Finland will get to experience their first game in this electric environment. Saturday, all four teams will play, with Finland playing Sweden, and the big one, Team USA versus Canada in Montreal. Prime time, going to be 8 p.m. Eastern. That game is going to be must watch. It's going to kind of tell the tale of the tournament is what I would say that game is going to provide. Then moving over to Boston the following week, we got Canada versus Finland and Sweden versus US on Monday. And on Thursday, once all the points are decided, the championship game will be held in TD Garden, 8 p.m. Eastern, February 20th. So I'm excited. I know hockey fans are excited. Can't wait for these NHLers to be back in representing their home countries. It's amazing for the sport. It's amazing for the players. Exciting for the Olympics. NHLers making a return to that. I think it's great for hockey to keep it on the global stage and have the best on best going at it. So that's all I got for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. We thank you for tuning in, as always. Before I sign out, you guys know the drill. Song of the pod. This one kind of last minute, forgot to write a song, but I got Bill Withers, Use Me. Amazing classic from Bill. Love the instrumental on that. If you haven't heard it, I'm sure you have. Give it a listen. And with that, I'm signing off. We love y'all. We'll see you guys in the next video. Later, everyone.